Magandang hapon po mga kababayan. Today we are talking about the research findings of the UCLA LAbor Center. Kasama natin sa programa natin ngayong hapon na ito si Saba Wahid. She is the research director at UCLA LAbor Center. At kasama rin natin si Tita Mirla Baldonado, organizer po siya sa Filipino Workers Center. Now Saba and Tita Mirla, thank you so much for being on Kababayan Today. It's very important that our viewers out there find out about all this research that you did. So let's start off with you, Saba. Can you please tell us about why you wanted to do this report and what was the report about?
Sure. So we did a report on the domestic work industry. So it's people who are hiring for house cleaning, childcare, and for home care support. So support for seniors, people with disabilities, people who are home because they're sick and need that extra care. And what we found is that there have been a lot of studies done about domestic workers and the things that they're experiencing on the job. But we have no idea who are the people that are hiring. So what we did is we designed a statewide survey in California, surveyed 500 homes. We actually called about 55,000 homes in order to get that sample. And it was to basically understand, like, what are the demographics, where do people live who are hiring for this work, and what kind of practices are happening when you're an employer inside your house. So that was kind of the premise. It's the first ever study of its kind, and it gives us a glimpse into who the employers are that are hiring for domestic work.
Okay, Tita Mirla, I know that you were also part of the domestic work for 6 years, hindi po
Yes.
ba? You were a caregiver for 6 years. How has this impacted the work that you do now?
The study, you mean? Yeah, well, it confirmed the vital importance, the importance of caregivers in this society. And we have seen increasingly na nagdidepende talaga yung families. There's more and more families who are dependent on the services of domestic workers. In fact, when I was doing caregiving work, there is less and less time for families with their own family members. I mean, it's different from the society we come from. I mean, our culture, where we take care of the family. Here, because of so much work, technology, and so fast pace of life, ang nangyayari, they have to hire caregivers to do the work, to replace what they can do. Because imagine if there are no nannies, there are no housekeepers, and there are no caregivers who would be able to go out and work.
Okay.
So it's so vital. So the impact of this study is that it confirms, and it's able to confirm that, so that policies will change for the kind of work, this vital work that we are providing.
Okay, let's face it, there are a lot of Filipino Americans that are working in the domestic field.
Yeah,
A lot.
A lot.
Okay.
Especially here.
Especially
this is the
here in
largest
America.
concentration.
Absolutely.
In LA.
Okay, now we know this for a fact. Filipinos that come here to work and do these kinds of work may not be fully aware of the practices, the laws that are already in place for this kind of work. Would you agree to that?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of them are not aware.
Okay.
So with the employers.
Yes,
Yeah.
the employers, because I know that this study didn't just focus on the domestic workers. It also focused a lot on the employers, right, Saba?
That's right. Before this study, we had no idea who the employers are, who they're hiring, who's actually doing the hiring, and what they're hiring for. So based on our survey, we estimate in California that's 2 million households. So it's 16% of the population, and if we want to break it down, it's 1 in 7 households are hiring for this kind of work. It's huge, and just like Mirla was saying, it has to do with the conditions of work today. People are working more hours, people are working multiple jobs. We have a senior population that's growing. The baby boom generation is leaving the workforce and wanting to live at home. We have people with disabilities families who want to be able to live independently. For all these different conditions, this work and this workforce is becoming a huge part of our economy, and it's the work that's allowing us to be able to live our lives, to be able to do our jobs, to be able to support our family members.
Okay, I'm very fortunate that you have agreed to share the findings of your study here on Kababayan Today so that we can share it with all of you Filipinos that are living here in America. This will impact our lives substantially if we really look into the findings and figure out how that relates to us. So when we return, we discuss the key findings of their research at the UCLA Labor Center. We'll be right back.